dominate the stats as well. Yudo,
careful jumper.
One player might get stuck here with Orange. Jumper's got to get a move on here in this buggy, but doesn't look like any fires come his way just yet, and Orange were a little slow to get out of their vehicles. But they did stop their vehicles and make sure they could get out safely without just getting bounced into a tree, so that's not the worst thing in the world. But Orange actually look like they want to commit to this chase.
Not a bad shout. This is where we'll start to see teams getting a little bit more desperate, a little bit more silly with their decision-making. Try and take those one-man duels or even take those rotations out of play. Crashing into a rock is not really what you want to be doing with the UAZ on a Sunday morning as the bridge camp commences. Scout's actually on the high ground on the bridge and he's found Dale. FFQ have walked right into the loving arms of fnatic, and another spray down from Scout. He's got a second. They don't know where he is. I think he could get a nice nade here if he manages to time it very well. Oh, it comes down back onto his feet, so he needs to be careful with that. But Chopper taken down to half HP. I think Scout knows that there's only one more player there. Taka at the end of the bridge. He's not going to be able to answer, and he's probably heard Chopper's footsteps here. He goes around the corner, spraying early. Doesn't manage to connect. And now he comes around the corner in full view. Scout takes down Chopper. That's a third knock. It is just Tucker at the end of the bridge, and Scout's done himself a great deal of good here and putting fnatic up off the bottom of the scoreboard as Hades just falls to his demise into the water, offering up the box. Taka now with not a lot of room to wriggle around in. He's going to try and take it off, I reckon he has.
Gonna have to bail here. In the meantime, Uneven finds a knock onto Unique. fnatic looking for this player. They want to try and find him if they can, but Taka in this position is going to be under the bridge. That said, he's not going to be safe here for long. He will try and play the angle, getting what cover from the bridge that he can, but fnatic might just decide to go and try find this. They know it's a reasonably free kill. He is stuck in the water.
I think they might have a clue now. Yeah, Oasis is going down, but I'm not sure if he's on the right side. But I think Tucker's on the right side of the pole to be hidden at the moment. He hasn't been spotted just yet. Tucker will be hearing the engine of the car on the coastline, desperately line of sighting it.
I think he might just be okay. The only real thing is how much time are fnatic going to put into looking for this one. They are just about on the edge of the zone. If they cross the bridge onto the main island itself, they will be safe. So they've got a little bit of time to work with, no immediate pressure from behind them. But
here we go, neighbors.
I just hope they won't commit too much for one frag.
Ayla has been caught out a little bit, but he looks like he's making his smoke wall to make his escape. Got the cover, of course, from teammates on high. Now Cloud9 have piled themselves into a bit of a little stack. Ronak actually gets taken out by Taka. Taka hasn't quite got the finish on the kill yet, so the point still stands in limbo. But now his position's been given up. Surely we see the end of FFQ, and we do. Scout actually claims all four, boosting his statistics and showing why he's been highlighted as a star. FFQ will hang up the boots early days. Maybe they're a little distracted by the performer. Too keen to go get an autograph and bowing out pretty early.
Perhaps. fnatic, though, they do get that frag. More importantly, they don't sacrifice anything for it. They're not in that zone. They're not taking any damage. They didn't lose anyone. Not that you're likely to lose people to a player in the water, but still good to see that they are safe and will be able to get inside this zone for now, as you can see at the bottom of your screens there. That is an interesting shift.
Nice. That is a Quarry central circle at the moment, which is a position players don't usually like playing around because it's got so much high and low ground, so many different levels. The terrain isn't friendly for gunfights, it's not friendly for grenades, it's really just a mess, to say the least.
It is a little bit, I believe.
Oh, this was Scout.
Yeah, this is Scout getting so much work done.
That mini Uzi tearing it up. It's a perfect range almost. Hades was caught unaware. This was the third chopper going down after a bit of ring around the Rosie. He did manage to find him eventually on the last bullet, it seems, of the clip. And that was 3, and Taka made 4 for Scout.
And that actually, I know it might not last, but fnatic are currently in first in terms of this lobby right now. They have 4 points, no one else is anything, so that's a nice little change of pace for them.
Yeah, take a picture. It'll last longer. I think fnatic definitely have the ability, though. We saw that from Scout. Yeah, that was a bit harsh, actually. I apologize. But they do definitely have the ability. You saw Scout there, and the crossfire that they set up as well was very well played. They had the man on the bridge and the 2 on the front, and then the man ready to pounce as soon as the player jumped into the water. there's no shortage of skill in this lobby from any of the teams. It's just a case of making it all work together, really.
Now, what's the go with Team Queso here? They sent their boat up the coast. It's now coming back down, so I guess they're going to go jump inland at Primorsk, I suppose. That is the southernmost tip of the circle, pretty much, in terms of the land, but they can get there. C9 looks like...
Kills for 4 AM early days. This is very reminiscent of some of their second game yesterday.
Tis indeed. Yudu certainly started off the right way, currently sitting at 8 frags, but they've given up a man to 4 AM, and that's not what you want to be doing at all. Mega going to have one more knock. The circle is going to center up on Tempo Storm. They'll be very happy with that. 4 AM have split up looking for frags, by the way. They've already got a player in the center of the circle. The remaining 3 are together as XQF put more damage into Yudu. That's a team that, again, they had a great start to this game, but they don't want to go out too early here, and they're already down to just the 1 player if they can't get their reses.
Yeah, it looks like Yudu just go out. 6 kills for Drax is going to get them some good points, but it is Scout that finishes him off. So fnatic now claim themselves their 6th kill as Paraboy has the line of sight onto Omen. Carnage and Wi-Fi cowering under pressure from the star players. M16 not quite landing the shots, but he'll definitely be letting them know he's around and has the line of sight onto them. Unique only down to 2 players as well, just over the ridgeline. The zone has been very favourable for Omen today, and it continues to be as they find themselves inside the zone again. If they can clear out Unique, they have a free run into the centre. Which is where Tempo are currently hiding, so things won't get easier for them, but the main thing is they need to avoid this pressure from XQF, and you can see that they're still taking shots on the way in. There you go, Mega has just been knocked out as well, so they'll be bowing out in 10th place with no kills, unfortunately. That'll give them 1 point overall. Unique struggling to find ground at the moment as Dexy has thrown a nade Stalker's direction and he's caught it with open arms. Orange going down very quickly. They're down to 1 player. Fnatic. Scout actually gets the knock onto Pop Pop, but Marco confirms Stalker with the nade of his own. Paraboy keeping an eye on this Omen fires. Pop Pop's confirmed by a Scout, so that's Orange down to 1 player remaining. And 7 points for Fnatic off the start here. A big turnaround for them on the final game of Miramar, of Arendelle even, for this tournament. Unique now under pressure from DKG. Old Boy's been found and will surely be knocked in just a moment. Rogue's actually found a shot on Tempo in the meantime, but only 2 players left for our European representatives, and they are taking a lot of fire. Sure, it's only a matter of time before these shots start to land from Crazy, and there's a lot of teams who do have a line on Team Unique up top of the hill there as well. Orange's last player is in a little bit of trouble as 4 AM having in the sides. Down. Hasaki, yeah, it's all over but the crying. Orange go out in 9th place with no eliminations to their names. 4 AM start to move up, but have actually been caught out as 2 of their players drop almost instantly. Spec and Coolboy combine to knock down 2 4 AM players. Sixless has been found by Paraboy, and Scout continues on his winning ways of knocking players down. Omen just can't get away from Paraboy here. He's actually pushed out of the building that he had, which it's in the zone now, so he had to move, but he's so determined to get rid of Omen here. He sees blood. He's looking for his players, trying desperately to find it. They look like they should be able to get the res just fine, but still need to be pretty careful here as your Team Unique are up on top of the hill. You can see it. They can't really rotate out of this position too freely. XQF are moving around to try and find the angle on that. You can see how far they're spread out as well. They've got quite a field of fire. That is 7 of the 8 eliminations for Fnatic are on Scout's weapons at the moment. It's a massive individual performance for him, and it's something that they really needed to get back into this. As a waste does go down, the car explosion and the mini will finish that off. Don't know if Ronak's going to be able to get it there to revive him. He's throwing out the smokes, trying to create the wall, the cover, as Hasaki has lined up Chica as they start to rotate in from the eastern side. That Tempo 4 AM fight's going to be a big one. Break out any moment, you'd think. Yeah, 4 AM are on the way in now. They're even sending Hasaki in first with the car to try and draw some fire, make some presence as the rest of his team, I should say, do push up with the guns. Hasaki actually just going to push in straight away and try and take this one out. He's got a nade in hand to help him find some space as well. He's going to cop a big amount of damage, but now he'll throw his own in. A Tempo Storm right on top of 4 AM. There's going to be a big fight for them, and XQF could potentially come in the third party this as well. Tempo are returning fire with grenades of their own, but they are getting knocked down very low on HP. This is a fight that's a big one for the state of the game as Paraboy gets a nade onto Carnage. Rogue gets knocked out by XQF as well. They're on the charge. In the picture-in-picture, you can see Order moving up. He's now just bandaging up, but It is Tempo Storm. They're under a lot of pressure. They're hiding in a little wooden shack. Scout gets another knock. That's his 8th of the game. He confirms it too. He's got another one too. He's up to 9 eliminations for Scout so far. Can he break double digits? We'll have to wait and see as Spec finds Fanovo. That's a good knock as well, returned by Hisaki. The flank comes out in here. 3 players from Tempo on the deck. Nico, the only one remaining. What can he do to hold on to hope for the North American team? Cloud9 are out, Omen on the brink, and now Tempo. They're circling the drain as Spec gets confirmed, Rain gets confirmed. It is Nico out and done. 4AM move through. Omen, they're down to 2 players as XQF have pushed up onto them. It is Zute alive at the moment. Wi-Fi looks to be confirmed.
Paraboy nicks it even from his own teammate, but more damage done by him. Our Chinese team's on a rampage here. 8 kills for 4AM, 5 for XQF. And unfortunately, for all the North American fans, it has been the NA teams that have been squarely in their crosshairs thus far. C9 gone, Tempo gone, Omen down to just the 1. As Sixless takes a grenade and is knocked down. It could be all of our NA teams going out very, very early here. That nade looks, thought it was good, but won't clean up Sixless. However, it's only 1 player left for Omen, desperately holding on to it. It's fnatic who are still the points leaders, though, with all of their early frags, sitting at 10 thus far, and 4 players still up.
Yeah, the Chinese teams look so strong at the moment. We've got 3 up for 4AM and then 4 for XQF and DKG. fnatic, the only other team with 4 players remaining, really have to play spoiler if we want to see a region other than China take this game 2 of the day out, game 6 in total. Zute are left alone in the wilderness. Not sure if XQF know where he is. Unique have Old Boy as well that can play spoiler. He's in a fantastic position central to the circle. fnatic aren't occupying a lot of territory right now. It is DKG with the most territory as Omen bow out to the zone.
Yeah.
And Jinhee knows and gets the nade onto Ash. This could signal the end of fnatic. 4AM might play aggressive here. They is evened up to a 3-3. Scout starts to throw the smokes out. Has the idea of picking up his friend in Ash.
Look how confident 4AM are, though. They're already on this fight. And actually, they're engaging with XQF as well. fnatic getting involved in this fight, too. All 3 Chinese teams are fighting fnatic from very different angles here. DKG pushing around. 4AM trying to avoid getting crossfire there as well. Jinhee's going to fall back to his teammates. Doesn't want to get caught. XQF already moving in here as well.
Ooh,
this is deadly. All of our teams with the large amount of members remaining all on top of each other. 4AM and XQF getting stuck into it now as 2 XQF players are knocked.
Svanovo continuing where he left off yesterday. He's in a fantastic position. If he can win this 2v1, that will be XQF gone. And 4AM's hopes rely on Svanovo, you feel, as he gets the spray down, trying to confirm these 2 XQF kills in the distance. Paraboy knocked down, and Jinhee now gets under pressure, under fire, manages to escape for a little bit, find a little bit of respite. fnatic pushing in from the southern side, 3 players strong. It is DKG in position, you'd say, with the spread of the zone and the players remaining.
There's still a possibility for our Chinese teams to have very big wins here as well. 4AM already on 8 frags, DKG on 5. fnatic, if they can hold on into the top 3 with how many kills they currently have, that'll be a very, very big boost to their points. They've already got 10 so far. 4AM on the edge of the zone, taking a lot of damage here. DKG spraying away with the dinner plate, getting a lot of damage done there as well. That is 4AM really struggling now with just 1 player left.
That was a disaster for 4AM as one player was standing on top of where another player was prone. The spray led to both of their demise as Old Boy from Unique might actually be in here. If MadGG stops at the wrong opportunity, Old Boy could find him, but looks like Oasis pushed up into the clutches of DKG and claimed 1 knock and a confirm. Scout back on it. He's got Mox in the star from DKG. Scout, that might be his 10th kill of the game. It is, in fact, so he's really dragging his team along, kicking and screaming.
And this is top 3 secured for fnatic now with 12 points. They're getting, at minimum, a 22-point game. They'll be very happy with how this has gone for them, and they're not done just yet. XQF and DKG are fighting each other. Scout has somehow found another one with the car explosion there. 13 points for fnatic, and they're not slowing down just yet. This could be a chicken dinner for them. 2 players for XQF, 1 for DKG. They do cop a knock from Jimmy, though. These Chinese teams are not going to go down without a fight. We've seen that in the entire tournament thus far, and they are continuing to go as best they can. Oasis is separated from his buddies, so the res is not looking too good, but Scout is still up. He's been the really big player here for fnatic thus far. They do have to watch out for that sole DKG player, though, in the smokes, out wide. That could be a bit of a spoiler for them, unless it would help Fnatic greatly if XQF go through and find that last DKG player here, solve their problems for them.
Well, the backpacks are off. It's Snake in time. One of the star players, the leader at the moment for DKG, MLVSU.
Wait, Fnatic are going to get the res.
They have.
That's actually huge. They managed to sneak a player across in the smoke, and they're going to get to always just in time. That gives them the player advantage back.
Scouts
Scouts
knock
gone
on
down
the
the
zone.
zone. That's a disaster. Fnatic down to one player now.
That is worst case scenario. Is Oasis trying to crawl in, but Jimmy is going to finish him off. He bleeds out, and now Scout.
Ronak couldn't get the res.
Scout's on his first knock, and he's actually spotted him. Coolboy has spotted the last player from DKG. It turns to a 2v1 now. Ronak versus Jimmy and Coolboy. Ronak with the information. But I'm not quite sure he has the advantage in this situation. Scout's going to get confirmed out by the zone, so no point for XQF.
Oh my goodness.
Spotted in the grass. XQF take their second win of PEC, and that's going to go a long way to putting them in first place. Fnatic had an absolutely fantastic game, though, something they desperately needed moving into second place with a lot of eliminations.
I'm not sure exactly how many it was. We're doing 13, 14, somewhere around there. We will have to have a look, but that was a much better game for them. All credit where it's due, though. XQF turned that around something fierce. They were 2v3 against Fnatic at one point, managed to find some excellent knocks. It's without getting really too many points from that one at all. In fact, only one.
They need a back-to-back.
That's going to be tough when we have other teams getting amounts of points like, what, 16, 18. I don't even know how many XQF got, but it's high 20s probably. So that's a lot to catch up on. That is the gap opening up to probably like 20 points between C9 and the top 3 Chinese teams now.
Yeah, it could be about a 20 to 30 point gap. I mean, it is doable if the Chinese teams have a bad Miramar experience and Cloud9 manage to get themselves back-to-back chicken dinners, and all of a sudden they could be sitting at the top of the pops.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's not unseen. We have seen crazier things happen.
C9 on Miramar yesterday, one win with 8 frags, and then a second place with 2. So Miramar was certainly pretty good for them, but need to have a look at the scoreboard now. Fnatic jump up 7 whole places with a 25-point game. They'll be very happy with that one. 13 kills for them in total. No other real changes. Omen continue to improve, jumping up 1 more place, but I mean, still. No.
Managed to find Ronak quite easily as well. This is Coolboy again getting Scout through the grass. So I don't know how he sees these angles, but he does. And Jimmy calls him as well, so maybe it was a team effort there. Jimmy calling him out and Coolboy finishing him off.
No idea, but either way, it's very well played for them. They'll be happy with how things went. So with that done, I mean, there's still 2 games to be played. It's still possible for any of our teams in the top 4 to win, but Tempo, I think, are on the outside now, given that they're yet to have a win. C9, I mean, they're still going to be competitive, but without getting really too many points from that one at all. In fact, only 1. They need a back-to-back. That's going to be tough when we have other teams getting amounts of points like, what, 16, 18. I don't even know how many XQF got, but it's high 20s probably. So that's a lot to catch up on. That is the gap opening up to probably like 20 points between C9 and the top 3 Chinese teams now. Yeah, it could be about a 20 to 30 point gap. I mean, it is doable if the Chinese teams have a bad Miramar experience and Cloud9 manage to get themselves back-to-back chicken dinners, and all of a sudden they could be sitting at the top of the pops. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not unseen. We have seen crazier things happen. C9 on Miramar yesterday, 1 win with 8 frags, and then a second place with 2. So Miramar was certainly pretty good for them, but need to have a look at the scoreboard now. Fnatic jump up 7 whole places with a 25-point game. They'll be very happy with that one. 13 kills for them in total. No other real changes. Omen continue to improve, jumping up 1 more place, but I mean, still sitting at 11 is not too great, and we have a shuffle, so there you go. It is indeed all 3 Chinese teams over 100 points, and Cloud9 with just the 1 really trailing now, 78 to the 105, 107 and 118 of 4am, XQF and DKG respectively. Very close at the top though.